Good afternoon, everybody. It's the debate time. We do have a debate now in grade 11C between two different sects, and the topic is mentioned here, which is being genius. Is by birth or by hard working? Actually, my students have been working on that almost for how many weeks now? 4 weeks? Almost a month, yes. So, what's the importance of debate in our life? Who can tell me, one of the students, before we start the debate? What's the importance of debate, Samuel?
To enrich our knowledge about something we are talking about. We will get information from both sides, know different opinions, and speak well.
Exactly. Do you have different opinion from that group about the definition of the word debate? Isham?
We think it's for the same reason, to discuss our ideas and try to convince one another.
So, with the debate, we are using the art and the technique of debate. The art of debate actually is needed once we are humans and we are establishing our system. It's needed once we're talking about freedom and the freedom of speech specifically. Okay, I don't want to talk more about this. I hope that the audience also will be active. I need your active listening. Listen well. And once you have the time to participate, then you can participate with us. So, I will leave you now with Wafi Bakhshouin. He's going to be the moderator of this debate, and he's going to manage the debate.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome you to today's debate. First, we have two sides. The first side's statement is that people are born genius. So if everyone could, or not born genius, I'm sorry. So if everyone could introduce himself.
أنا معاذ هشام موسى حمزة ريان عمد.
On the other side, we have the side where are born genius.
Abdullah,
Yusuf,
سامر
عبد الله محمد
رايد سلطان.
Abdul Malik.
Okay, so the concept of the debate. So first, each side will have their introduction for 1 minute each, and then we'll start by this side. They'll have their statement, and then
Wafi, just 45 seconds.
yeah, okay, 45 seconds for the introduction for each side, and then you'll state your first statement. They'll counter. They'll state their first statement. You'll counter. You'll say your second statement, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So if you could please state your introduction.
What makes a genius? We think that geniuses aren't born, they're made by their hard work, persistence, deliberate practice, and also their uncontrolled factors that make geniuses, which are the environment and the time and place which they were born.
Traditionally speaking, a genius is a person whose IQ stands above 2 standard deviation. Basically, it's above the population mean. That's for traditional, and what the word genius is usually used for. It has to do with IQ. And now we might be thinking about some examples of people who have achieved success through hard work and practice. Like for example, Alex de Villiers, who's basically the best batsman actor in the world.
There is a rule called the 10,000 hours rule by Malcolm Gladwell. He's saying that we can all achieve the mastering of any field by practicing 10,000 hours in the same field, by hard work and a deliberate practicing, not just working, no, in the right way. And we have Rayan to give us an example.
Hours, and he practiced 10,000 hours by head midterms. مود سيرمز بدأ يتدرب لما كان عمره 3 وكان يتدرب 3500 ساعة وتدرب 10,000 ساعة لما صار عمره تقريبا 16 سنة.
Okay, clap hands for Of course, the debate is in English, as you all know, but I give an exception to Ryan, okay? He's a special needs student, but he's able to express himself in both languages, English and Arabic. Thank you very much, Ryan.
The counter for what Umar said, what you said is completely right. The 10,000 hour rule, you become a master of something, you become one of the best, but you cannot become extraordinary, you can't become special, you can't see what others don't see, you can't invent laws, you can't do something. You can become good. I can practice physics, I can do what Einstein did, but I cannot invent something. Einstein saw something others people didn't see, but we can just perfect that law, we can do it well, we can become good, but not as good as he is.
So basically we're saying about the 10,000 rule. Well, there's a kid named Kim Il-ung. He was born in Korea, 1962, 8th of March in Korea. He learned Japanese, Korean, English, German. He broke the Guinness World Record of achieving IQ of 210, and he can speak very well. And by NASA, he was invited by NASA at the age of 7, and he finished college before 15 while we were still here. And he was a guest student of physics at Hanyang University. He solved complicated differential and integral calculus problems, and that's basically it. Thank you.
You can't know how many hours of work he put in to reach that level. You can't just say he's a genius that was born this way. He probably put in a lot of effort to reach that level, and it's not something that you can reach without hard work. This isn't like an example of talent. This is an example of someone who's put in hours of hard work and reached the level that others normally don't reach because of the time he's put in.
And most of these child prodigies, they're very good, but there are a lot of people who are older than them that practice for the same amount of time, that are at the same level, but we see that they are very good because they're children.
Okay. Always seeing geniuses are what they are now, but why don't you see what they did to reach that level? There was a study by a psychologist. He got 3 different groups of violinists, 3 different skill levels. One that were like world class, one that were good, and one that were bad. And he recorded the amount of time they put in the violin, and he noticed that differences really started to show between those people. The world class had put in like 16,000, while the people that were good only put in like 8, and the people that were bad put in like 4. Also, the same thing was done with pianists.
Just because they spent hours on working on the violin does not make them a genius. We're talking about geniuses here. Geniuses are born exceptionally intelligent, and you're talking about hard work equal payout. Yeah, hard work does pay out, but it does not make you a genius. Geniuses are born. There's this person named Gauss. He was prince of mathematicians. He fixed his father's payments when he was 3, before he even learned how to do it. He discovered theorems at 15 years old when he was invited by the Duke of Brunswick. He was sent to college. His family was poor. He was his family was working class, and yes, and most of them worked.
Good job, Shivan. But try just to take your breath. Take your breath.
We counted and stated at one time.
Okay.
How do you know how you
Okay. Wafi, do your job.
They counted and stated at the same time. So please count and then state it first.
Same idea.
Give the chance to answer.
How do you know that this 3-year-old didn't put any effort. And how do you know that? He must have worked to reach, like, to do any of the things that you just said. So, just like Mozart, he practiced when he was 3 years old until 6 years old, and he totaled 3,500 hours. He mastered piano at the age of 16 because he practiced 10,000 hours.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
I just wanted to say this. He was a 3-year-old when he found an error in his father's payment. So
time and place is an important factor in determining if someone's a genius or not. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and other computer geniuses were born between 1954 and 1956. And 2 decades later attended the only colleges that had computer science as a subject. In fact, Bill Gates stated that he was very lucky because when he was in 8th grade, he attended a computer science club. Thank you.
So you're saying that when they're born from a certain year, that they're all of a sudden smart? First of all, Steve Jobs flunked out of college. And second of all, luck is non-existent. We can't base things on luck. And time and place play a lesser role than genetics. One IQ point is 0.50 to 0.75 of that is related to genetics. So 0.25 or the rest can be related to environment, mostly.
Thank you. So to support our statement that genetics is related to being genius, as Abdullah, my colleague, said, 0.5 to 0.75% of one IQ is determined by genetics. Also, Muhammad Ali's daughter, Laila Ali, was one of the most popular female boxers of all time, just like her father.
Yes, now we need just to make a pause here for listening to our audience here, whether students or administration staff, regarding the same topic, even in Arabic, don't worry, no problem. But we need just to participate and share our experience together, students, teachers. Okay, go ahead.
I agree with Hisham Steve.
Okay, why?
Not every person is very smart and intelligent. So there are some people born idiots.
And by hard working, maybe
yes, they can become smart.
More idiots.
There are some cases that people are born genius, that like they are saying.
So you're with this group?
Yes.
Okay. Any other students there? Shadi.
Thank you.
Bara. Yes, my intelligent student of 11B.
The right-hand side group has convinced most of the audience by telling that people may born genius by their family or by their environment. So
the environment affects being genius?
Yes.
That's what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. You're convinced with that?
Yes.
So you're with that group?
Yes.
It's there.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And I want to ask a question from all of you. How many of you, I believe everybody on a point of view, has the assumption, even for one moment, that they might be wrong? One. And all of you believe that you are right. Huh? I believe the aim of such dialogue is not to be like God to your opinion. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody can say I am right and to the end of his life. But it is not the truth. Many things we believed in for ages, later on we come to realize that we were wrong.
So I believe Dr. Leah is in the middle of the position between the two groups, and also my opinion, he's reaching a compromising platform between both groups, right? And I believe most of you believe in that. What is it? What's the compromising platform that we can talk about? Who can mention it in a few words here?
I think the ideal answer of this whole debate is that a genius has some natural abilities, and by hard work and by passion and by the environment, his family, everything that makes him, every step he takes in his life is the reason he became a genius in the end.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Actually, I'd like to make a difference between debate and argument. في تصوري إنه مهم جدا إن احنا نعرف الفرق بين المناظرة وبين النقاش. خلوني أتكلم بالعربي قد يكون ذلك أسهل. المناظرة والديبيت تعتمد على حجة زي ما قال الدكتور، مش بالضرورة إنك أنت مؤمن فيها بنسبة 100%، لابد ما تعمل خط رجعة. وبالتالي أنت الهدف منها إنك تقنع الطرف الآخر بحجتك بالمنطق. النقاش هو الذي يمكن أن يصبح فيه حالة حدية، إنه يعني تريد أن تثبت أنك على الحق 100% لأهداف خاصة. كنت أشوف بعض الحدة مثلا، فالحدة هذه مقبولة، لكن الحدة من المهم جدا أن تنضبط علميا في هذا الباب. شكرا جزيلا لكم، فكرة رائعة. أحب أقول لكم بس على مناظرة في تاريخنا الإسلامي. إحنا كان من أكثر الشعوب قدرة على المناظرة. كان في واحد اسمه أحمد بن أبي دؤاد، عالم كبير جدا في العصر العباسي، وكان جيد في المناظرات خاصة مع المسيحيين. وكان في مناظرة بين المسلمين والمسيحيين تحدث بشكل دائم. فأرسلوا الخليفة هارون الرشيد، أرسل أحمد بن أبي دؤاد إلى القسطنطينية من أجل أن يناظر المسيحيين. لاحظوا المناظر الذكي هو الذي يستخدم أقل الأسئلة للوصول إلى هدفه. فدخل أحمد بن أبي دؤاد وسلم على الإمبراطور، ثم سأله عن صحته وعن حال أولاده، ثم التفت إلى الكهنة وسلم عليهم، ثم قال لهم كيف أبناءكم؟ فقالوا للكهنة احنا مش متزوجين، احنا لا نتزوج، ما عندناش أولاد. فقال يا سبحان الله، يعني تنزهون أنفسكم عن الأبوة وعن الزواج وتثبتونها لله. وانتهت الموضوع. شكرا جزيلا.